Thinkable. I'm not in that culture. It's okay that I'm not. But it's reasonable when it's given as an example to try and understand where their mindset is. What is happening. They're not living in Salem, Oregon, which has its own culture, by the way. Talk to people who just come to town. What do you think about that view of God that takes no pleasure in your destruction? So I want to encourage those that have recently been baptized, and I want to encourage those that have made their stand many years ago, and I want to encourage those who one day will make their stand. That the bad stuff that's happening to you is not God.
It's us destroying ourselves.
Often. So encourage one another. The Bible says be Jesus to each other. In other words, go out, close the door, place yourself before others so that you're between them and harm. Jesus taught that. What do you think of the story?
Awesome. Make you want to study more.
What's that, brother?
Make you want to study more.
Yeah, we should always study.
No, no, time.
Yeah. Wow, how'd that happen? You're right.
So Dale,
Yeah.
how would it be said then, Moses hardened Pharaoh's heart, or Pharaoh hardened his own heart by being arrogant?
1 Samuel. Let's go there.
Samuel.
So it's spoken of later on in 1 Samuel. I'm glad you brought that up, Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you.
1 Samuel chapter 6. We'll pick it up in verse 4, just to get a little bit of leeway into it, like merging onto the freeway, right? We're zooming in on verse 6, chapter 6, verse 6. And it says, "What sort of guilt offering should we send?" they asked. And they were told, "Since the plague has struck you, and your 5 rulers make 5 gold tumors and 5 gold rats, just like those that have ravaged your land. Make these things to show honor to God of Israel. Perhaps he will stop afflicting you, your gods, in your land." So we see that picture again as it's written. And then verse 6, it says, "Don't be stubborn and rebellious as Pharaoh and the Egyptians were." By the time God was finished with them, they were eager to let Israel go. And in the literal it says that they chose rebellion. God did not intervene in their rebellion. He said, if you want to rebel, what do you do with someone who's rebelling? If you have a child that was rebelling, if you've had that experience, what can you do? Yeah.
Show him different.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation.
Love
Depends on the situation. There's actual
them.
war.
Some of us have been the rebel. Yeah.
Having had a son that did that
Yeah.
and insisted on his
Couldn't do
rebellion,
well.
I had to let him go.
That's right. And that's what God does.
I had to let him experience the consequences
Yeah.
of his behavior. It was not his brain.
Yeah.
And 20 years later,
Yeah.
it took a different path.
Thanks, Jonathan. That was a great question. So, when we open up the Bible and we just move a few verses like that, there's so much depth and so many things going on there. So many parts. When you speak of the sovereign Lord, and if you just stop and you want to go, okay, well, let's get our mind around that. So you start talking about the characteristics and the things that are expressed as the sovereign Lord and what that means, who He is, what's His heart, how's He act, what's His purpose. And so we have just one title that's given in the story, and that alone we could spend the next 10 years on. Remember when I shared with you that one of the things I was afraid of, by the way, that's from the enemy, not from God, and so my fear of becoming a pastor was Satan trying to keep me from doing what God was asking me to do. Because in the love of God, that fear is cast out. There's no cohabitating between fear and love. You can't live in the same house. And so, I was terrified. One of the things, and this is legitimate, I know it sounds really silly. I was like, what happens when I run out of stuff to preach from or like
They will.
share?
He will not use the Lord.
What happens when I stand up and I go, man, I got nothing, we've already gone through everything?
I got something.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Right.
And I'm convinced there's no possibility of running out.
Never.
That was a legit thing I was concerned about. I was like, man, there's only 66 books. Like, you know, I don't know if you got a couple sermons per book, you'd be, well, you might be like 2-3 years and you're done. But now what? And I don't like reruns. I just don't. I can't take it. You already know what's going to happen. Why would you watch it?
I have no idea.
See, Milton, we need to watch TV more together.
Oh, I know why.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we might be going too fast and we might miss it.
There you go, brother. That's good. Yeah. It's awesome.
Not to mention, every time you read the same passage, the same verse, you're gonna get something different out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only book in the world where every time you crack it, the author shows up.
That's right. Yeah. Jonathan.
It's on my heart to say that sin is on a man's heart. So we constantly try to, some shape, way, or form, make it work. Throughout history, this is not the first time we've sinned.
That's right.
We've done it again and again and again to find God, and yet here we are.
Right?
And he's going to keep again and again trying to show us the right way.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, with that word, turn around, I think to say would be like, turn around and sit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, you guys was a bunch of wise people. Yeah. You guys could all be up here giving the message today, right? Yeah? No? It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
I like to point and laugh, I don't like to.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, we all have our role in that, don't we?
Somebody
Yeah.
got up there and did the sermon, you and Mel would go watch Green Acres.
Hee-haw.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's the place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You have no idea how much I relate to that show.
We have some idea.
You have an idea? All right. That's probably enough of the lot story for today. We're going to talk about some of the other stuff, but man, we got coming up. Listen, we got a pillar of salt lady and all kinds of stuff coming. You know, wrap your head around these things.
Try to anyway.
But that's going to be a fun one to talk about, right? And some of the salt for your table that you use comes from that part of the. No, I won't. No.
Sell it out for the kosher salt, right?
Yeah. Brian, are you gonna sing another song? No? All right, we're just gonna pray. All right. Yeah, come on up here, brother, and you're gonna close us out.
Oh,
There you go. See how that works?
It's an enduring thing.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm good with that. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Wow, interesting, fun day at Inside Out, right? Awesome. So, I'll close and then I do have an announcement. Anyways, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious day. We thank you for us gathered here at Inside Out to learn, to strengthen, and Lord, it's just amazing that the group of people that we call family that we put together wouldn't want to change for anything. And you're letting our body grow, and we love you for that. Lord, we thank you again. Let us go throughout our day and our week courageously, and knowing you have our back on everything. And in your name we pray, amen. So, the Band of Brothers meeting, it's the men's group here at Inside Out, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We're asking that anybody in the last two groups, any men in the last two groups of baptisms, we ask that you come and hang out with us. We want to see, let you know what Band of Brothers is all about. Talk about some things that we've experienced that you might be going through. And we're going to do a head count, and kind of towards the end of the meeting, we're going to call Domino's and get some pizzas delivered. And the ladies that were baptized in the last two groups, I know that women's ministry will be approaching you. I don't know when you'll be gathering or whatever, not today. I don't know about pizza, I'm just saying. But
So Tom, everyone that's been baptized in the last year, I would say,
yeah. So yeah, the last year was sick, yes. We ask that you come. We'd love to have you. And if you see somebody that's not here today that was part of that group, let them know also. Because it's pretty important and it's exciting. And we would sort of get together and hang out for a little bit. Anyways.
Love boat tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, Love Boat tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Here.
And Jenny.
And Jane.
Oh, Jenny. So everybody here knows Jenny, right? Okay, if you don't, Jenny is, she's part of our body who has,
Forest High School.
she's going through some things right now, okay? She's in jail. She needs your support, she needs your prayers. She acted out at Arches, which was pretty significant, because they know her at Arches and they love her there too. Anyways, the devil has gotten a hold of her.
Big time.
And she acted out really poorly. So we ask that you pray for her. She goes to court on the 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. Just keep her in your thoughts and your prayers. I mean, at Inside Out, we've seen the growth that she has made in a year and a half. This was a huge setback for her. So we want to encourage her and help her come back around.
Quick question. Do you know which court and you want to give us there at 8:30?
So, I don't.
It's an on-call, so, and I don't know about trying to get people there.
Feel out of
Just pray for her, keep her in your thoughts, and then when she does come back, lift her spirits up, okay? If she comes back, we don't know. But we're gonna hope for the best, pray for the best, because Jenny, I'll tell you a quick story about Jenny. The first time I met her, we were doing a feed under the bridge. And I was totally new to Inside Out, totally new to everything. It was my second time down there, right? So I was excited, but kind of like, whoa, right? This is going on. She came down the line and she looked like Jack Sparrow, man. She had that shark makeup going on. And she was mad, she was sweaty, and she was punching a donut back into the baggie. And I'm looking down and I'm like, whoa, what's going on there? And he chuckled, he said, nothing, Miss Jane. She comes to our church. I said, what church, what? He goes, yeah, Jane comes to Inside Out, that's her name. That opened my eyes. I was like, okay. Right? So going from the girl who is punching donuts into a bag and not being nice to it, to acting out here, she's lashed out here, right? To coming in, being able to sit through a Sabbath, to enjoy a Bible study. She comes here and mixes her oatmeal with her top ramen, right? Whatever works for her. But she has grown as a person. She has grown spiritually, and she has an understanding that inside out is her safe place. And we want to encourage that. We want to encourage that for everybody, right? So hopefully, there's kind of a two-edged sword, right? She's in jail right now. Those of us that care for her want her to get help with her mental illness. It's not probable, you know what I mean? But if that happens and she has a chance to get help, then we know that that's God working too, right? If not, because of the system we have and the world we live in, let's just encourage her when she comes back. And you see her on the streets, say hello to her, right? Remind her that Inside Out's still here and that people do care about her. And always try to remember to edify each other, right? Except for me and Dave, we have conversation. I hate you. But it's significant, and we want everybody here to feel welcome. The baptisms, our body's growing, okay? We've done almost 30 baptisms. That's more than most churches do in 5 years. Okay? So God's doing things, right? When He's doing things, that means the enemy's doing things, right? So if you guys feel, anybody feels like you're under attack from anything, come to one of us here, okay? Seek us out. We'll listen, we'll talk, and we'll pray. And we'll keep the enemy at bay and let him be mad across the street, you know? So, anyways, guys, it's good to see all of you, and that's it, I guess.
Can I say something else? It's not in the good church.
About what?
It's not the good church.
Okay, yeah.
But my parents, if everybody who likes garage sales, my parents are having a garage sale and they're going through a rough time. So I would encourage anybody that likes garage sales and nice stuff and nice clothing. To go there.
Awesome, where's that at, man?
It's in Kaiser, 4797 19th place.
Okay, so Francisco's family, kind of struggling right now.
They're Mexican.
Yard sale, where? 40 what?
4797
4797?
19th place.
19th place.
Kaiser, Oregon, Hyacinth.
Kaiser, Oregon, on Hyacinth. Planet Earth.
They have kids clothes, they have big clothes, they have little clothes, they have Jumanji's clothes, so it's a little bit everything.
Okay, so.
And they got one of these clothes.
For that, it's really hard to sell, but,
They got one of just clothes, they got everything from Mexican.
so 19th place, 19th Street off Hyacinth.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys.
By the park, by the cow park. By the cow park.